Guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are crocheting some whale keychains. So as you can see, I did a couple of colors and you can actually fully customize them. And they also have like little eyes. Oh, they have little eyes, and then also these arms and also the back tail. You can attach a keychain or you can just leave it like this. And I'm going to show you real quick what you need to make these adorable keychains, and then we can get started. So for these whale keychains, you will need two colors, one for the top and one for the bottom, which is white. And the top one you can choose. I'm going to do the same color again because I really like this color. It's like turquoise minty something like that. So it's also easy for you guys to see the stitches. And again, for the belly we're going to use white. You will need some safety eyes. I'm not pretty sure, but I think about 6 millimeters. They look like 6 millimeters. And if you want to attach a keychain, the ring, and also these little rings right here, or you can also just use a piece of yarn and then just pull it through. And you will also need some stuffing, but not that much. I'm just going to use some normal stuffing, and I recommend using a small hook just because the stitches are cleaner and you can also see them a little bit better, and the stuffing won't like come out because like this one I crocheted with a 4 millimeter, I think, and you can see some little holes. Yeah, we don't want that, so I recommend using a smaller hook size. So I'm going to use my 3 millimeter hook. I know it's small, but you can also use the 3.5 if you aren't really experienced with small crochet hooks. I think this is the smallest crochet hook that I use. I think I also got like 2 millimeters, but yeah, we're not gonna use that. So yeah, let's get started. So we're going to start with a magic ring. So place your yarn onto 2 fingers, wrap it around, and form an X. Now insert your hook and pull out the yarn like this. Now chain 1 to secure the magic ring. I like my magic ring a little smaller, so I'm just going to adjust it by pulling. Now we're going to do 6 single crochets into the magic ring. So you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. That is a single crochet, and we're going to do that 5 more times. So now we can close our magic ring. Slip stitch into the first stitch, this. And now we're going to chain 1. And in the next round, we are going to increase into each stitch. So you're going to insert your hook and do 2 single crochets into the same stitch. And do that all around, and you should have 12 stitches. So now I got my 12 stitches, and we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch again. So insert your hook yarn over, and pull through. We're going to chain 1 again, and now what we're going to do is do 1 single crochet, then an increase, and repeat that pattern all around. So I'm just going to insert my hook into the first stitch, 1 single crochet, into the next one we're going to do an increase, so 2 single crochets. Repeat this all around. So I'm finished with this round, and again we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. Now for the next round we're going to do something similar. So we're going to chain 1 and do 2 single crochets, then an increase. So insert your hook, single crochet number 1, single crochet number 2, and then we're going to increase. So 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. 1, 2, increase. And repeat this pattern again all around. So I'm finished, and again we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch like this, and for the next 3 rounds we're going to single crochet all around. So chain 1 and place a single crochet into each stitch for 3 rounds. I finished my first round, and again we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch right here, yarn over, and pull through, chain 1. Now single crochet all around again for 2 more rounds. So I'm finished with the second round. Slip stitch again, and this is how it should look like. It should form a little shell. So we're going to continue for 1 more round, and then we can start doing these little thingies, the arms and the tail. So again, chain 1 and single crochet into each stitch. So we're going to do the tail. So we're going to chain 4. We're going to skip the first one, and into the next one we are going to do a single crochet, 2 chains. So we're actually going to do another single crochet, and then we're going to chain 3, and we're going to skip the first one and single crochet into the next 2 again. So 1 single crochet into the next stitch, another single crochet. So this is actually the tail, and now you can like place it here and see if you want to insert your hook into this one or this one. I'm going to do the first one. So I'm going to insert my hook, and I'm going to slip stitch. And there's a hole now, but we can fix up that hole later. And now what we're going to do is 6 single crochets. So we're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, and we're going to chain 3, And again, skip the first one and do 2 single crochets. So 1 and into the next one, number 2, and we are going to slip stitch into the next stitch. So this is actually the little arm, and now we're going to do 12 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, and 12. Always check if you have enough stitches. So here I only got 5. That means I need to back 1. And we're going to chain 3 again and place a single crochet into the second stitch and into the third stitch. So skip the first one and place a single crochet and slip stitch so it is secure, and single crochet the rest. So that should be 6. And now for this hole, what I'm going to do is we need to attach the white yarn anyways. So I am just going to insert my hook right here and start a stitch and leave it like this. And we're going to take our white yarn and make sure to tighten this one. And we're just going to continue. So just pull it through. And now we can just single crochet all around. So I'm just going to insert my hook here. So now the tail is closed. So when you're crocheting all around with the white color, make sure to crochet behind the little arms. So I'm going to show you real quick. When you're at the last stitch in front of the arm, just place your hook behind and insert your hook into the next stitch after the arm, like this, and just do a normal single crochet, and the arm will be on top, and there is also no hole, and you can just continue working like this, and then you won't be able to tell that this arm was actually no sew. Okay, so now we're just going to slip stitch and chain 1, and now I'm going to cut these off like this, and then I'm going to turn my work and take this blue yarn and also this white yarn, and I'm just going to tie it so it won't come loose like this. You can also weave it in, but we're not going to see it anyways because we're going to stuff it, and if we do a knot, it's fine. And now what we're going to do is do 2 single crochets, then an invisible decrease. So we're going to do 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and an invisible decrease is basically a decrease but in the front loop only. So you're going to insert your hook into the first front loop, and without yarning over, you're going to insert your hook into the next front loop, because one stitch has always a V, and you're just going to take the side that is directing you, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So now we got the invisible decrease, and we're going to do 2 single crochets again and an invisible decrease. So now it's time to place your safety eyes. And also stuff. Make sure to don't put it in bulks. So try to separate the filling a little and make sure to get all of the edges. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 single crochet, then an invisible decrease, and we're just going to do that all around, and after that we're going to do just a round of invisible decreases, and then we can actually close it up. So just do the invisible decreases until your whale is closed. Oh, having a little bit of trouble here. So now we got to the round with the invisible decreases. It is pretty hard to crochet invisible decreases because it is pretty tight, and also I got my nails done. So it's a little bit harder, but once you get the hang of it, it's okay, it's manageable. I'm just going to do probably like 3 invisible decreases, and then we can fasten off. So it's pretty hard to see the stitches too, which makes it harder for the video because I even can't see the stitches, and if you're new to invisible decreases, yeah, it's a bit hard, I know. But if you want, I can also make like a beginner tutorial like series where I show you in-depth tutorials for crochet beginners. Comment down below if you would like to see something like that. I'm glad to do so. So we're just going to fasten off this one and now we're just going to take our crochet hook and we're going to take this yarn through like this. Maybe it's better if I do it with a needle. I think that would be a bit better. Well, so now I added a ring to the top and now we're just going to close it so the ring is secure. So it should look something like this. Usually when I do it with the scissors it works perfectly. But yeah, close the ring fully and so now I'm done. This one is actually a little bit smaller, I think because I just crocheted a little bit. I crocheted with a smaller hook, but yeah, now we got twins. And yeah, so now we actually got the whole family going on. That's actually it. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and see you in the next one. Bye!